Just when I thought I was done with making videos today, I got a text from my sister telling me I should make a YouTube video about what's been going on with XO. I told her I didn't want to make this video because she knew that I made one about Chris, because Chris, you know, he's my bias, he's my favorite, and my baby's gone. You know, she knew I made this video about Chris. Well, when Chris left, I didn't really have enough time to really sit down and rant. I hate using the word rant because that's what I do, because I'm very ADHD and bipolar and everything else. But my point of the matter is that I didn't really get to rant as much about Chris leaving because I was so upset about it. I cried for 2 weeks. I know that might sound stupid and crazy to some people, but it did hurt me a lot when I found out Chris was leaving on my birthday. I had to come home to that. But anyways, so yeah. So she told me, she's like, well, have you heard about LuHan? Have I heard about LuHan? Are you effing kidding me? My sister is a horrible person. Of course I've heard about it. I was tired of hearing about it because I log into Facebook and everything is about him possibly leaving. And I hate that this video is gonna go off into a past, a backstory, but sadly, as in Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and everywhere else that it has, everybody's made a backstory, so god dang it, so will I. Jessica left Girls' Generation. Now, I know that I don't like Girls' Generation, and from a video where Brittany made me do TTS's Holler, I don't know what it is about Girls' Generation, I just don't like them. I'm gonna get hate for that, but I'm sorry I don't. But when I heard about her leaving, I was like, okay, well, you know, she left. Oh well. As far as I know, she's doing great because that shows up on my Facebook too. But Jessica left, you know, it was Chris, Jessica, and then LuHan. And I'm like, okay. With LuHan leaving, I'm not reading about it. I'm not researching it. I'm not looking it up anymore. I stayed off Facebook after it came out. I didn't log back into Facebook. I stayed off my Asian fanfics. I stayed off of every social media website there was that would have had him on it. Because I knew that I cried for 2 weeks over Chris. I knew for LuHan I would probably cry for about a week. I'm not saying that LuHan is not as cool as Chris. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, when I cry, I get a headache. So excuse me if I didn't want to have a headache for 2 weeks again. But here's how I feel about LuHan leaving. I don't want you to leave, but if you do, baby, I wish you happiness. I wish you happiness. That's all I can do as a fan of you individually and being an EXO and a LuHan shipper. You know, I put on Facebook, I was like, whether you ship him with Zumin or you ship him with Sichan, like I do. You broke up Taeho and Chris, was that not enough? But that's all I can do is wish him happiness, and I hope he's happy with whatever choice he makes. As far as I know, it ain't official that he's left yet. If it is, then somebody will correct me, but I feel he'll be just like Chris and he'll be fine on his own. And oh, it's gonna make me sick. XO10 is just as beautiful as 12. But the only thing that irks me about LuHan leaving is, no offense to him because I love him, but Chris leaving, it didn't really do anything. And I hate saying that because he's my bias, he's my favorite, I love him to death. But Chris leaving didn't really hurt EXO, Because here, and this is why I say this, before anybody hates me or calls me a bitch, because it's like, well, he's your bias, why are you saying that? This is why. In every EXO song, you notice Chris is the rapper. That's what he does with Teo. You know, that's what he does. Notice I'm not saying it in past tense because I'll be damned. But that's what he does. So, Chris really wasn't entitled to do much in a song. Okay, he really wasn't. Whereas LuHan is a vocalist alongside mostly everybody. Because there's more vocalists in EXO than there is the dancers and the rappers. The majority of them are freaking vocalists. And in being in XOM, it's, you know, you got Chen and then LuHan. It's inevitable. LuHan has to be there to be one of the visuals along, I mean, not visuals, I'm so freaking sorry what just happened there. Vocalist alongside Chen, Zoomin sometimes, like in Miracles in December, Zoomin could get all beautiful too if he wanted. You know, if he wanted to, but he didn't. But you get my point. He has the voice where he could do either or. And with LuHan leaving, it's going to be inevitable that the music is going to be different because you have a vocalist missing. Because with Chris leaving, Teo being the greatest boyfriend on earth, sang Chris's part, which I appreciate. I appreciate that. You can at least let somebody that knows, because he's the only other rapper left, in XOM at least. So I appreciate that. But when it comes to LuHan, no offense to Chen, no offense to him, but I really doubt that that's a thing Chen's going to want to do. Same for, you know, Lei also. I don't think that's a thing they're really going to be comfortable with, having to take over LuHan's parts too. And then when they come up with a whole new album, that whole rumor about the comeback thing, without LuHan being there, that's the only thing that irks me about it, is that it's, and it sounds really bad, but Chris was more easily replaceable in the sense of Teo than LuHan. That's the only thing that's gonna hurt me, is that when I forever hear a song and I know where LuHan could have been, I'm like, LuHan could have sang that part, and he would have sang it beautifully, but it's gone. It's gonna do that to me. And then when I watch old MVs or old songs, I'm gonna hear LuHan's voice and cry. Which I did. I listened to Baby Don't Cry like an idiot, and then screw the title, I cried. After Chris left, I watched every MV and I only stared at Chris and frickin' cried. Only cared about him. No offense to the other members. I love them all. I really do. That's why I hate it so much when they're just breaking off like this. And from what I read, somebody said it was just, they feel it's mainly pointed at the Chinese members. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Super Junior has Chinese members. Nobody says a damn thing to them. I think my sister told me there was an FX member, Victoria. Nobody yells at her. Why are you just XO? Did you make XOM on purpose just to wait down the line and be like, we're all gonna bitch at you because you're Chinese, fuck it, we're done? That's... No! You can't do that, SM. You can't do that. That's really jank. This is why I told her I didn't want to do this video. Anyways. God. I don't really want to rant, but it hurts me. It really does. Buying all this... Buying Chris's, you know... Everything of Chris's after he left, even before he left. And now it's I want to buy everything of LuHan's and stick it all in my room. My poor little deer is leaving the forest. Our Bandy is leaving. This is not good. I wish him happiness. I really do. On the rumor about Lei leaving too, that's going to kill Brittany. I know that. But it would not... Lei and Teo leaving. Teo leaves. Teo can go be with Chris. SM can suck it. That's the way I feel about it. Lay leaves because I shipped Sue late might hurt Suho a little bit. That and it's kids. It's his kids. So he's losing his children. You can't tell me that doesn't hurt him. Look how bad Chris leaving hurt him. You know, so it's like, don't even get me started on how Si-hyun and Zoomin are gonna feel. You know, people that ship them three in the love triangle. Holy God. I just hope he's happy. Whether he leaves or has left or is going to, or isn't gonna leave, I just hope he's happy. And that SM just quits being a dick. And just leave everybody the hell alone. Treat them like they're human beings. Like YG. There you go. There's my final word on that. Go to YG. All 12 of you just drop out, quit your weight, and go to YG. Because YG will tell somebody straight up. And I have the picture of it. It's a quote from YG's founder. Big Bang. YG did not make them. They made YG. And I stand by that and I believe in that 100%. XO can go. So YG as far as I'm concerned. Or JYP. GOT7 needs some friends. My God. Why not? That's how I feel about it. LuHan, I hope you're happy with whatever you decide to do. As the remaining members of XOM, hang in there. And I wish you all the best. And I hope that SM starts treating you freaking better. Saranghae.